back to the class. I hope I am clearly audible and visible now. I will wait for like 5 minutes for everyone to join in. I will text in the Telegram group meanwhile that we are live. All right. Can someone please affirm in the in the meantime that I'm clearly audible and visible now? Let's wait for people to join in. All right, am I clearly audible and visible now? If yes, please type in. All right, let's begin with today's class. So in today's session, we will be discussing about GATE exam. And as you all know, when we talk about GATE, GATE stands for Graduate Aptitude Test in Engineering, and it is a postgraduate level entrance exam which is held nationwide, right? And various IITs conduct the exam. Earlier, the exam only used to happen for technical fields and engineering fields, but since last 5 years, the exam has been, uh, you know, conducted for psychology and other humanities subject as well. So the code for the exam is XHC5, wherein XH stands for humanities and C5 stands for psychology specifically, right? Now we will start to understand the eligibility for appearing in GATE exam. So if you are in third year of your graduation program, then you can appear for GATE exam, and there is no age limit. Unlike other competitive exam like NET, there's no age limit for this exam, and the score will remain valid for 3 years. Now this validity is only applicable for jobs purposes, not for purpose of exam entrance or admission to master's program in IIT. So you can avail this for jobs and PhD purpose, not for other purposes. So this is somewhat like if you have appeared for exam in 2023, then the score will remain valid till 2026. I think March 31st is the date that they give. Right. Now, the benefits of giving this examination is obviously that you can fetch admission to various masters and PhD programs in India as well as abroad. even though, like, if you are seeking for, let me add another slide. If you are seeking PhD in IITs, then you will have benefit that you will be given institute fellowship. Right. And if you plan on doing your IIT from any place elsewhere, then you would be given a benefit that you will be exempted from the entrance exam. So a lot of universities conduct their own entrances exam for PhD, like Punjab University, Christ University, etc. Amity as well. So if you have your valid gate score, then you can be exempted from that entrance and you can directly sit for interview, right? So that is the benefit if you want to pursue your PhD using gate score. Elsewise, there are certain master's program as well. So a lot of IITs actually offer masters in cognitive science. So if you are interested in the field of cognitive sciences, if cognitive psychology or the field of cognitive science appeals to you, then you can appear for GATE exam. There is another exam named as CogZet, which is conducted for the same purposes. A lot of universities like IITs or CBCS, etc., take the valid score for CogZet and GATE both, right? Then apart from that, there are benefits in regard to jobs as well. From last year, I think this year beginning, DRDO announced that from now onwards, they will only be using GATE score for the recruitment of their scientist B position. So as we know that DRDO recruits scientist B, right? So you need to have obviously your post graduation, you need to have a valid GATE score, and only then you will be eligible to sit for this particular exam. Now there are other PSUs, etc., which also keep on advertising for their vacancies. You can also be eligible to sit for those exams, or you will be eligible based on your GATE score. So as we can see, there are a lot of benefits. You can seek admission in your master's or PhD in India or abroad. Abroad also, GATE exam is considered to be prestigious. Okay, you can pursue or you can see jobs which are advertised by various PSUs, and you can obviously apply for the scientist B positions in DRDO. Okay. Now let's discuss the type of questions which are asked in GATE exam. So there are majorly three types of questions which are asked. First of all, the basic MCQs type. There will be 4 options which will be given to you. You will have to pick a right answer, etc. Okay. But therein there is negative marking. Okay. So for a 1 marker MCQ, you will be deducted minus 0.33, and for an MCQ which is of 2 mark, you will be deducted 0.66. Right, pretty simple like other examinations. Now there are one specific type of question which is very, very specific to GATE examination in India till now. So they also ask MSQs, which is multiple select questions. So the good news is that there is no negative marking here, but the answers can be answer can be anything. Let me show you a sample question. So for example, if you look at this question, okay, this is an MCQ. Let's look at this question. This is a MSQ. So herein there can be multiple answers. There can be only one answer also. There can be 2 answers. There can be 3 options which are correct, and there can be all 4 options which are correct. So obviously you need to select all the right options, okay, in order to fetch these marks. And at last there are NAT type question. ठीक है, which are numeric ability type questions, wherein you would be told to write a specific number. So I will show you a sample question again. So for example, this question, okay, you will have to just read the question and you will have to type in the answer in the form of numbers. So as you can see here also, there will be no negative marking. So it is important for you to understand that obviously if there is no negative marking, you should attempt all the MSQs and the NETs. Now there is no as such division ki this much MCQs or this much MSQs or this much NETs will be asked. No division as such is there. Okay, so generally you will see that there are around like 4 to 5 NATs and rest there are half and half of MCQs and MSQs. Okay, so let's see the pattern of the paper. There are 3 sections in the paper: general aptitude, reasoning and comprehension, and psychology. So in general aptitude, there are 15 questions, 50, like the general aptitude is for 15 marks and there are 10 questions. This is the breakup on the basis of the previous patterns that we have observed, but they have not given any description as such. Like it is not important that 5 questions will be of 1 mark and 5 will be of 2. It can be anyways, but more or less there are 9 or 10 questions which are there in general aptitude and it is for 15 marks. Okay, now let's look at the syllabus for general aptitude. So herein you will be asked question in regard to the verbal aptitude, basic grammar, tenses. There can be reading and comprehension based aspects which can be asked. We have quantitative aptitude, we have analytical aptitude, we have certain kind of analogy. So they will be giving you questions like if A is written as 26, B is written as 25, how will we write Z? These kind of questions. Okay, numerical relations, reasoning, etc. Spatial aptitude, so they can give you certain images or they can give you certain figures. For example, if they give you a figure like this and then they will give you 4 options that if I rotate this to 240 degree, how will this look? And they will be giving you various image, etc. Okay. Then moving towards the next section, B1, which is for reasoning and comprehension. So it is for 25 marks. It is way easier. In general aptitude, you will also see a question from coming from mensuration, calculating the area, parameter, etc. But in reading and comprehension, the idea is very simple. You will be given paragraphs, you will be given certain, analogies. There can be question from syllogisms or square of opposition. Questions from these are generally asked. Generally, if you look at the difficulty level of both of these sections, they are pretty easy. They are kept on to 8th grade level. Okay, so for someone who is just starting to prepare for GATE exam, I would first of all recommend you to, solve the PYQ to understand where do you stand. Okay, if you think that you are able to solve around maybe I think around 20 out of these 25 questions, both of these sections included, then it seems that you are in a better position. Okay, then a lot of time, a lot of students I see that they do not pay so much attention to this because it is till 8th grade level. They revise the formulas, they revise all of these things. Okay, so they keep it basic. So there are 2 books that I have found to be useful, but both of these books are a little higher level because they were made initially for technical subjects, for engineering subjects. So these books are little difficult. You can go ahead and you can learn the formulas, learn the type of question, etc. from these books. You can learn the way, the procedures, etc. how to solve a question, but they are of very high level. You will see from the previous year questions that the questions are not of that great difficulty. They are from mild to moderate. Like out of these 20 questions are mild, and then maybe rest of 5 can be on a moderate level. So you can check it out. There's this one book from Kaushalendra Kumar and Rajesh Ram. Okay, and there's this another GKP publication book which is there for GATE. Okay, you can use both of these books for section 1, and section 2 you can prepare for any English book wherein there will be paragraphs, wherein there will be syllogisms, etc. Okay, so now moving ahead to the last and the third section, which is which carries most of the marks. So psychology, it is denoted by the this C5. Okay, so herein you will see that there are around 40 questions which are there. Okay, so in total there are 65 questions in the paper for 100 marks. Okay, now the level of the paper is pretty decent. You will see that a lot of questions are application based. The syllabus is pretty much similar to the CUET PG syllabus that we discussed earlier. There are questions from research methodology, statistics. There are questions from the type of research design which is there, direct question from type 1 error, type 2 error. So herein, if you have your basic knowledge intact, if you think that the base is pretty much clear, then you can obviously go ahead and you can easily clear this exam. Okay, there are a lot of questions which have been asked previously on Z-score, to calculate the standard deviation, to calculate the F ratio. So the table is given and you just have to calculate the final F ratio. Okay, they also ask to calculate basic measures of central tendencies like mean, etc. in NAT type questions, right? Elsewise, very simple questions from experimental design and stats is asked. Okay, so they might ask you what is the non-parametric counterpart of a one-way ANOVA or two-way ANOVA, etc. Then psychometrics, biological behavior. I'm not going to repeat all of this because the syllabus is pretty much similar to CUET PG syllabus that we discussed earlier, right? So we have cognition, thinking, personality, motivation, social psychology is there. So I would recommend those who are preparing for GATE exam for CUET PG, they should also prepare for GATE exam. The syllabus is pretty much similar. Okay, then development across lifespan, applications of psychology, similar to what we have discussed earlier for CUET PG. You can take screenshots for the syllabus, or I will be sharing the document with you all in the group. Now, this is the analysis that I did earlier. You can see the most repetitive topics which have been seen in exam. You can see that in both of these 2021 and 2022 paper, these few topics were very common. Every year there is one question from defense mechanism, theory of emotion, memory, attribution error, research design, mean, standard deviation, learning, self, etc. Right? So just know that what all topics have been repetitively used. Now, first of all, let's begin by discussing the roadmap or the strategy for preparing for GATE exam. First of all, if you are a beginner, if you are still trying to figure out where do you stand, how to prepare, how much do you know, etc., then I would recommend you to first of all try solving PYQs. Try to solve PYQs, see how well are you able to solve. If you are able to solve good 50 question out of 65, it means there is something you need more practice. You need to, brush up your topics, or maybe see how you apply those topics. Okay? And then if you still feel a lot of topics are alien to you, you are not able to solve a lot of questions, if that's the case, then I would recommend you to begin from basic books like Barron, or sisterly. So it's similar for both the exam, both CUET, PG as well as GATE, right? So begin with the basic book like Baron Cicerelli. You can also pick up Meyer Psychology if you have good hold on English. You can also pick this one book, Cliff's AP later. It has some practice tests, very short notes, etc. There's another book named as Kaplan GRE. If you go to the Telegram group that you all are added to, it's also in the description. You will go on the file section, you will find all of these books. Okay, they are already there. Now moving towards advanced books. Okay, they are also valid for CUET PG. Okay, so you can use it for both. I think in last class we did not discuss these advanced books. So you can use this Research Methods and Statistics in Psychology by Hugh Culligan. Okay, it's a good book. You can use it for your unit number 1 and 2. Okay, then biopsychology. Okay, there again by Kalat. It's a good book. You can use that for your unit number 3, I guess. Then learning and behavior. There's another book by Sternberg and Galati. I'm not able to recall the spelling at the moment, but yes. So you can use these books, right? Wherein most of the topics from cognitive psychology, like thinking, like perception or learning, etc., all of these will be here. So it will be covering your like 4 units at max, okay, all together. Then there's this book by Skulls. Okay, this book is known as Theories of Personality. You can pick up this book. This is a good book, a very good, nice elaboration on theories of personality, modalities of therapy has been done in this book. Amazing book. And then Laura E. Burke's Child Development book. Again, amazing book. You can use it for your 9th unit. And for social psychology, you can use Barron. Okay, so that's majorly about GATE exam. There are certain MCQs also that I've added here. You can see and try to solve it for you all. Okay, for example, who among the following psychologists do not belong to the domain of emotional intelligence? Okay, so please read this question and try to answer. Okay, this is a MSQ. All of you can type in your answers. I can see one answer. Anybody else who would like to try? All right, good. B and D is the correct, no, B and D is the correct answer. Let's read. Who among the following psychologists do not belong to the domain of emotional intelligence? David Meyer and Salovey actually coined the term emotional intelligence. Okay, Sigmund Freud has elaborated upon hysteria, levels of consciousness or psychosexual development, etc. He has not elaborated upon emotional intelligence. William James have also, given this theory of emotions, if you have read. So he's also kind of uh, somewhat related to the field. And at last, Robert R. Barron. So there's another bar on who has this bar on test as well, which is there. So B and D are correct answer. There are similarly various questions which are there that you can go ahead. I think I've also solved uh, some PYQs previously in my videos, so you can go ahead, you can watch that. But I hope now the structure of gate exam, what gate exam is all about, you are clear about that. So that's it from my end. It was a pretty short 20-25 minute class. That's what it was intended to be. So we have discussed about what is gate exam, structure for gate exam, pattern, questions which are asked. Take care, the books that you can refer to. The books are pretty much eligible for both, pretty much valid for both the entrance examinations, let it be GATE or CUET PG. So if you have any query anywhere, you can discuss, and then we will, end our class. If everything is clear to you all, then you can maybe send a thumbs up. All right, that's it for today's class. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye bye. Take care.